Hello, everybody watching today. How is everybody doing? Give everybody a minute to pop on, say hello so I know who's out there watching. Enjoying the beautiful weather, hopefully. It's definitely nice to see the sunshine after a few days of rain, right? Not that we didn't need the rain, because we did, but it's nice to see the sunshine. So I have a couple new products to show quick. Hello, Dagny and Lori. What are you ladies up to today? Couple new products to show, not a lot. I've pretty much caught up, I think, on my new products for now, but I do have a couple that I want to show, and then I'm going to do just talk a little bit about some dyes and do a small demo for you. So you were out all morning. What were you doing out all morning? Were you out in your yard doing some stuff? Is that what you were up to? So this actually, Dagny, is hopefully maybe something that will interest you. I don't know, but oops, my camera is over here. So this is casting resin, and I know on a lot of the Finnabar sites that they use resin. Cleaning, yeah, that's good, Lori. Good, perfect. So this resin is meant to set up in 10 minutes. So this is special resin used for this purpose of making these little trinkets and things out of the molds. It's meant to set up in 10 minutes so that you can pour it and be ready to use it. It also dries white like it shows on here. And so I've brought a few of these kits in because this seems to be the popular thing that everybody now that's using those molds, that's what they're doing. I actually had a lady come from Tumbler Ridge that bought all the new Finnabar molds, or Prima, and this is the stuff she uses. So she was the one that sort of put me onto it. So maybe at some point I may do a live with it, I'm not sure, but I mean, it's just straightforward, simple resin. You get quite a bit in like, the jars are 8 ounces, so that's a cup each. And we did a class where we used a cup. Actually, the two parts together were a cup. So that was only half of what's in here. And I was quite surprised with how far it went. So just know when you use resin, I know, most resin does take 24 hours, absolutely. And so that's why when they introduced me to this, I jumped on it, because in order for you to be able to set your molds out, pour your resin, and be back in 10 minutes to get it out, that's big news. Big news. Hi Pam, how are you doing today? But I will put one aside. I only brought in 3 sets, so I will put one aside for you. Okay, so then our next new, actually I'll show this one first. So another new product that I have is this background stamp from Hero Arts. I had another one, but it already sold yesterday. So just a script one. I have kind of actually been looking for a script one to use on some of my projects, so I wanted to bring this one in. So it's a 6x6. It's a rubber mount. It's a cling stamp, but it's a red rubber one. $25.95, so it's a pretty decent price point. And yeah, it's called, this one's just called Script. So what I like about these ones is they already have the foam on it with the red rubber. See if you can see that. And when you are using these, you don't have to necessarily use a block. You can just, stamp them down and they're good to go. And now another red rubber one that I just received in yesterday or the day before is this one, which I think is really cute, called Global Postmarks. And so it's all these different postage pieces, which would be super cute on the junk journals and the albums that everybody's making. Perfect. Awesome. Well, that's great. Hi, Rhonda. How are you doing today? And so again, this is another red rubber one. However, This one comes, so these aren't all separate. This is one big stamp. Sorry about the glare. So it's one big stamp like that. It doesn't come separate. I don't know if you can see without the glare. Try to move it around a little bit, which is okay. You just ink the spot you want and then stamp it down, right? And what have you ladies been up to? Pam and Rhonda, since I missed. Hello, Auntie. How are you doing? I miss saying hello to you too. What have you been up to this morning? And today is the last day of the month, so this will be our draw for our $10 gift card also. I'll do that just before the end of the live. Okay, so for the demo that I decided to do today, I was inspired by something somewhere that I seen, a picture, of course. And so I decided, I'm going to switch my view here, and it's going to be a disaster, but that's okay. So I had seen a picture of a card front that somebody had completed that the cutout, the die cutout, was actually in the shape of an owl. And what they did was they found pattern paper, really cool patterned paper, and they would just put it in behind so that you would have this unique card. Now you could use patterned paper again on the front. I just did white because it's quick and it's easy for my demo purposes, right? So you could do it like this, and then look at that. It's very, very cool how that looks. So I have just this one, and I'll show you this one too, because I like this one with the little birds flying. But look at that. Isn't that kind of a cool idea? Just to have your front piece. A lot of times we use this and we cut this part out of the patterned paper, but to leave this a little bit more of a neutral color and then put your patterned paper so that it's a scene or whatever you want it to be, so that it's in there. You know, I think that that's a very cool idea. I thought that was very neat when I seen that. Hello, Kim. Nice of you to be joining. Oh, nice. Good job. So just to kind of show you that a little bit, and I mean, I did this one and I put my tree right in the middle of my card front. Of course, you don't have to do that. I was actually just working on this one, which I don't think I like. But I was working on this one where I had 2 trees in there. I thought about maybe trying to get a 3rd one, but it's not going to work. That's just too big. And then I had some other littler trees that I thought, well, maybe I could make those work, but I'm not sure. So whatever dies you have, you can play around with, and you can use those, even though they may be not meant to do that and to use the negative space. You can easily use this to customize your card fronts and to make whatever kind of cover die that you want to be able to use. So in saying that, where it's really going to come in, taking a break from splitting wood, Kim. Wow. You go. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome. So I found these dies that I have, in the store here, that are dies that had come from coordinating stamps. So usually, you know, you would buy the stamp and you would get the coordinating die. And I have a bunch left over where I don't have the stamp anymore. So I thought, for the most part, in some of these, you can tell what the shape is, right? You could tell it's a dolphin. You can tell that this is underwater and that there's some coral pieces in here. You know, different coral. So it sometimes doesn't matter whether you have the stamp or not. Look, this is a fish bowl, right, with the different little fishes, and again, the little coral pieces. This is like one of those little castles you'd put in your fish tank that the fish would swim under. This one is different animals, a fox, an owl up here, a squirrel, the little tree stump. Oh, and then a little tiny tree also in this one. Here's a beach one. So you've got your palm tree, you've got the outline of a crab, sand castle, you know, a canoe, a hammock, the lighthouse, which I thought was really cool in this one. I'll turn it around so you can see it straight up and down, right? The lighthouse. What other one do I have? I have this one, which is a little village. And I'm sure if you played around with these little bits here, it would be like the windows and doors of this, but you can see how the little villages and the little houses work out. So what my thought was, is, you know, what can you do if you happen to come across, you know, these dies with these odd shapes that you don't really know what they are. So I found this. I guess I'll have to lift these up so you can see closer. Can anyone guess this shape? When I put it with the trees, are you able to guess what that shape is there? Maybe if I put it on a white cardstock. Tell me if you can figure out what this shape is. I'm going to wait for a minute to see if everybody can guess and see what the shape is. A cloud? Guess again. An island? No, not an island. Oh, another cloud? Yes, Lori, you got it. A camper, holiday trailer, yes. If I actually show you the little piece that gets cut out when you cut it out, does that help better to show you what it is? Little holiday trailer, yes, cute. I think this is supposed to be the car, but it was a little bit too, I was a little bit too unsure of that one, so I didn't use that, but this trailer's cute. Eat a turtle. Even if you can't 100% tell, once it's cut out, look, you get a quite bit better idea of it. So anyway, where am I going with all of this? So I had these dies that I was looking through. Oh, and here's the other one. This is the one that sort of sparked my interest. Look at this one. So that one right here in the middle, can you tell that's a little moose? If you took that little piece out of the middle, can you tell that's a moose? And mountains and smoke. And this, I think, is supposed to be a little lake with some fish in it. Anyway, so I was looking through some stuff and I thought, okay, well, you know, lots of times you have these dies left over and no stamps to go with them, but what can you do with that? Let me see if I can zoom up here a little bit on my camera. So I know lots lately, we've been talking about cover dies and the different things you can do with them. And so I thought, well, what about if you took these dies, or any that you would have? You know, I know lots of us have flowers and other different dies that go with our stamps that sometimes maybe you don't always have the stamp, every stamp that goes with it, or maybe you've lost a stamp and now you have these patterns. So what my thought was to use these. Now this is very, very rough, I will tell you, because basically, well, you know how I operate, that I'm always, you know, behind the times when it comes to doing my demos, and I'm trying to rush through things, right? So this is very rough. But what I did was I took these and I created a pattern, which you don't have to do. It actually sort of just ended up being that way. But I used these and I created a little pattern. Now you can tell this is very rough. Nothing's lined up, nothing's spaced, nothing's even. But that's okay, because this is just for our demo today. Going forward, of course, if you're going to use this technique and you're going to try this out, I'm sure that you would maybe line this up a little bit better. Maybe it doesn't even matter. Who knows, right? This is all your own preference. But I definitely think it turns out super, super cute to use this and make your own cover plate die. And then you have things like, okay, well, let's see this one. Maybe you want to do a card for like your girlfriend that likes to camp. You have this, where you can put that behind, and then look, it's like a little camping card, but it has like roses and flowers and really pretty patterns in it. So look at how cute that is. Or if you want to do it more as a masculine card, right? There's actually sometimes dies that come in that are sort of like, I don't know, something I feel like would be hard to actually use as a die. And I think using it to create a cover plate would be great. Like I have had some dies come in that were like little hammers or little saws that you would use out camping, like a hand saw, or just different items. And if you put it in this form and made cover plate dies with it, I think that it would be super cute and super beneficial. So let me just show you, I have a few other backgrounds here. Okay, not that one maybe. Here's another one if you wanted to do it up for like your girlfriend, right? Look at how cute that is. And I mean, you don't have to use a camper. You could have used all trees. This, seriously, I ran this through 3 times because I just had the 3 dies. If you just had a single die, well, you could do that too. Here's another, would be more of like a masculine one. Look at with the plaid. That would be cute. And also, when I was cutting this out, this is quite thin paper. So if you were going to do this, an idea I had was using, like, this is quite thin paper. It's almost copy paper. It's a little tiny bit thicker than that, but it's quite thin. And when I was cutting these out, I actually was able to leave the cutouts already in there. So let's say if I had done the first row and I left the cutout in there, I could then still use that to cut out the second piece, even though I had this in there. So what you could do is layer a few of these, cut the 2 or 3 out at the same time, and then you could actually build this up so that it wasn't touching 100%. You could glue layers together is what I'm getting at, and then it would be up a bit too, which would be cute. So then instead of it being flat against here like this, you would just have a little bit, and I mean, you could use foam squares and stuff as well if you wanted to, of course, but then to have it a little bit raised would be super cute also. And then even this one, it's a bit of a Christmas one, but say you had a whole bunch of little trees, you could make it Christmas themed. And then as well, back with our tree one here. So I had shown you with, you know, ones that were a little bit more patterned like this, right? So you could see like the birds flying in there, which I do think is amazing. But what about if you just had, you know, your wood grain papers, your little bit. And the nice thing about something like this too is that you then can just use your bits, right? You can use your bits of paper that's in your scrap drawer, and you can use that as your background. Now, I wanted to try this one. I'm going to start it off the camera so I can see. But look at this. You know, you could use this as a spooky Halloween tree. Doesn't necessarily have to be a Christmas type tree or a camping type tree. You could do it for anything. You could do a heart and have spiders behind it, right? Make it be what you want it to be. It doesn't have to follow the rules of everything else. So, how I would do this, what time are we at? We got time. So how I would do this, so I would take my sheet. Let's say we do, this is such a big tree. Let's say we do this big tree, and then we're going to maybe do some littler ones kind of like this, and we'll, maybe not. Maybe we have to do these little ones around this big tree. That might be the only way we can do it. Okay, so let's start it like this, and let's just see how this one works out, okay? So I just used some washi tape that I have. I have the magnetic platform, but honestly, I feel like sometimes it's more hassle than it's worth. So I've just gone back to taping my dies down. I just feel it's quicker, it's easier. You for sure know that it's precise and lined up. I just use my regular sandwich, so my magnetic platform, and 2 cutting plates. And because these aren't intricate dies, they're just a simple outline die, they cut very quick and easily. So let's just maybe leave this one tree in the middle. We'll be done with that one, but maybe we can create some other kind of tree background with these littler guys. So let's do that one. Oops, let's do this guy. Let's do something like this maybe. How about that? How does that look? Is that going to come out nice, do you think? And the cool thing is too, is I know we all have so many dies of so many different things. You could mix and match them. You know, if you had like, I know there's been these ones that I really think are cute is like those little picket fence ones. You know, you could easily do even one on each side and make a cover plate die that way. You could use it with other shapes. Now see what I mean? I left that one in there and then cut out this, so you could probably easily do 2 sheets or 3 sheets of this and then have your thickness built up. Okay, so I'm going to put this one down here. I'm trying to create a pattern. I'm trying not to just do this randomly. Oops, my cutting plates, as you can see, are very well used and loved. So let's do this one here, but I think I'm going to tuck it a bit more. Nope, maybe not. Let's see how we want to do this. Maybe I'll stick with over here and do this side first. What's everybody thinking about this? Is this something you could see yourself maybe doing? Using this technique? I got to take it off this magnetic platform because it keeps zinging it over. I'm going back this way. Let's just cut it. Okay, let's just cut it and see. Sorry, I'm working off the camera here. Anybody do this? Try this before? Thought about this? What do you guys? Give me some feedback on this idea that I had. This actually started out going to be a different idea. Then I got sidetracked. So I'll maybe do my other one next time that I had. You know how I am. Get sidetracked easy. Okay, this isn't quite working out even, which is okay. It's okay. It doesn't have to always be even, right? And some of my trees are a little crooked. But I just want to show you how I would go about doing this. Reminds me of and that ornament. Yeah, I think I know which one you mean. All right. So don't mind my horrible chopped up cover plates here. They're horrible. So chopped up. All right. So look. All right, now let's try this Christmas one here. See how this looks now. Cute. Look at that. Christmas. A plaid one. And then what I would do probably is take my sentiment and put it maybe across the middle. Yeah. And then you have all these little cutouts too that you can then also use on other cards. Right? You have all the trees and little campers. Just think, you could use that super cute and make whatever. Little backgrounds. You could then ink these. Ooh, maybe I'll use these and do it because I have now another idea. I just got another idea for inking these up. So maybe we'll work on that next week. That'll be my spin-off of this. But yeah, I just have a whole bunch of like backgrounds here just to show you the difference of what. You know, that would even be cute Christmas. Doesn't have to always be Christmas flowers and Christmas colors, right? Let's try this little floral one again, see how that is. The only thing with this one is I think I would use a black cover plate because it's just so much white, right? So much white, it's kind of hard to see through there. And this one, you know, you can do your regular, look, it kind of looks like a little field, a forest of pine trees, right? Right? Oh, trying to reset my camera here. All right, so give me some feedback on that. It was pretty quiet today. So give me some feedback on that one. I like to be able to show techniques, so I'm hopeful that these kind of things, just showing you, you know, different ways to use your tools that you already have, your supplies. Hopefully that's something that, you know, you appreciate and that'll maybe get some of those creative juices flowing, right? All right. So yeah, I'm looking forward to using this one with the little moose. I think that one would be really cute, right? Don't you think that one's cute with the moose? And you know what? For all of you that identified this little camper as something else, it could be. Why couldn't it be? Right? Does it really matter? You want to make it into a cloud or something? Do that. You know? Why not? Why not? Totally cute. Great idea. Awesome. Now you're going to have to go and look at your dies. I know. We talk lots about these cover plate dies and it's become quite popular. But why not use our dies that we already have and make them work, right? I would even be interested in anyone that has like a flourish, you know, line it up maybe 2 or 3 on your cardstock to make your cover and make it a flourish. Or like I said, maybe mix trees with animals or something else that you have, and then you could make it. It would make a good sea turtle. Yes, it would, for sure. You know, make it more customized to what you're doing, right? Use flowers with rainbows or something like that, or clouds with rainbows. Like, you know, you could really stretch your dies out further than maybe you're using them right now. Make it work. Use them, right? Right? All right, let's do our draw for today. Our end of the month draw. We'll see who wins it. And remember, it's your job to come and contact me and get the coupon code. You don't have to use it online. You can use it in store, but you've got to contact me and say, I know I was the winner, so give me my coupon code. All right, I'm kind of trying to dig a little bit to the bottom, so we'll see. We'll see who we got here. Ooh, this is really bad writing, but Dagny, you're the winner this month. You get the $10 coupon. So I know you're watching, so that should be pretty easy. So just message me, give me a quick email or something and let me know, and I will provide you with that code. And yeah, so that's kind of all I have for everybody today. And I'm going to sign off a little bit quicker here, then we will get back. I'll show you some other techniques and some other new product next week with these cutouts. So thanks for joining me again. As usual, I appreciate you spending your time with me on Saturday afternoon. Get out and enjoy the nice sunshine. It's important for us to get our vitamin D up here. So I'll see everybody next weekend. Have a great day, a great weekend.